Welcome, friends, and thank you for joining me. I'm EVON Davis, your traveling warrior astrologer, and today I'm going to be talking about the Virgo full moon. So let's have a look at that chart. And in the meantime, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. And if you like this video, please click like and share with friends and family and on social media. Let's go ahead and build this community. All right, so I also want to let you know that every Friday afternoon / evening, depending on where you are in the country, I do a live Zoom meetup on my Patreon channel. And so my astrology community gets together and we talk about anything and everything we want to talk about and look at the charts and see what they have to say. And so you can get all of your questions answered there. So I hope you'll join us this Friday. All right, so looking at this chart, we see the sun at 27 degrees of Pisces, 40 minutes, and the moon is at 27 degrees of Virgo. So with the sun in Pisces, it's conjoining Neptune. It's got a little more than a 4-degree orb, but that's still a conjunction. And then Neptune reaches across and grabs its conjunction to Jupiter. And then Jupiter reaches across and grabs its conjunction to Mercury. So really, I think it's safe to say that all 4 of these planets are conjunct in Pisces at the time of this full moon. And then of course the full moon is in Virgo. And what this is doing is basically the moon is bringing your dreams, goals, and visions into physical reality. Neptune and Pisces have this way of opening up your vision, and when it's conjunct Jupiter, it's even bigger. So this is a time for dreaming, envisioning what you want your life to be. It can also be very spiritual or magical, but it's all about breaking boundaries. Just totally dissolve those boundaries. Let your mind think and dream as big as it possibly can. And the sun, both the sun and Jupiter are benefics. And so when they come together with planets like Neptune and Mercury, they actually magnify the benefic energy, the benefic sides of those 2 planets, because Neptune and Mercury are kind of interesting in the sense that they are in between. So they aren't necessarily malefics unless they are aligned with malefics. But in this case, they are conjoining 2 benefics. And so their benefic side comes out. So with Mercury, the mind and writing and communicating and expressing, the energy is just mixing together so incredibly well with this dreamy, visionary, creative, artistic energy of Neptune in Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces, and the sun in Pisces. So all 4 of these planets are really working together to get you dreaming big and to be able to truly envision what you want and bring it into the concrete with the full moon in Virgo, because Virgo is an earth sign. It's also ruled by Mercury. So that Mercury energy is even stronger because of the fact that the full moon is in Virgo, a Mercury-ruled sign. But the fact that it is very concrete as an earth sign, that means that the full moon wants to bring your dream or vision into concrete reality. And so the thing about full moons is that they bring things to fruition. They're kind of pregnancy, like the fullness of pregnancy. It's coming to fruition. It's ripening. It's ready to be born. And so with the full moon in Virgo, you are ready to give birth to your dreams, your goals, your visions in this material concrete reality on Earth. Okay? So it's all about knowing what you need to do. Because a lot of times when we have visions and dreams, they're so amorphous and abstract that we can't figure out, like, how do I do this? How do I make it happen? But the full moon in Virgo is like very precise. It says, okay, I know what the steps are. Let's get to work and let's make this happen. So you will very likely see something come to fruition at the time of the full moon. But the other way that the full moon often expresses itself is through illumination. So it's like a light bulb going off inside your brain, and you suddenly have this great idea. Like, you've got the information that you need. You know what you should do. You know what you need to do. You've got that missing piece of the puzzle now. So keep your eyes and ears and mind open for that, okay? Because synchronicity can happen. And what synchronicity is it's when two events coincide in a meaningful way. So if you were looking for a way that there was something you wanted to make happen and you weren't sure how to do it, synchronicity is when the information shows up for you at exactly the right time and the right place, and you're able to recognize that that was the answer to the question. And then you go in that direction and trust it. So if it's a piece of information, take it seriously, okay? Look into that more deeply and then start doing research from there. Like if it's a book, read that book and say, where's the answer here? I know it's here because of the synchronicity. And then see where else that takes you. Because a lot of times if you're reading a book, you will maybe get references to other pieces of material, other books, other articles that you can then go and read, and that'll lead you in various directions. Or you might meet someone, or they might say something that's super helpful. So listen to those messages, and not just the coincidence and synchronicity of it, but also a lot of times you'll get a message 3 times. If you get it 3 times, absolutely pay attention to that message, because it'll be something that you need, and it'll come in from 3 different sources. So pay attention to that. Follow the breadcrumbs, okay? That's what this is saying. The other thing that's helping us to bring our goals and dreams and visions into this concrete reality are the planets in Aquarius that are squaring the planets that are squaring Uranus in Taurus, but also the North Node. And a lot of times people get nervous about squares, but squares aren't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, they can sometimes be a good thing, because they will activate our energy to take action, to solve a problem. And so with Saturn in Aquarius moving into a square to the North Node, it's saying, what actions can we take to ground this in concrete reality and move us in the direction of our evolution? Okay, because that's what the North Node is. It's the direction of your evolution. It's also making a trine to the full moon and a sextile to the sun. So the North Node at 23 degrees, 57 minutes of Taurus is making a trine to the full moon and a sextile to the sun. So that also is taking us in the direction of our evolution. This could actually be a piece of our karmic puzzle, if you're really paying attention and following those breadcrumbs. And then the full moon is also making a trine to Pluto. And Pluto is all about wealth and power. And so it activates our sense of power to attract resources and the power to make things happen, okay? Because a lot of times power isn't something that's given to us. It's something that we have to acknowledge within ourselves. We have to proclaim it within ourselves. We have to feel it within ourselves. And so nobody gives you power. Nobody gives you freedom. That is something, it's a state of being that you always have within yourself that you have to be willing and able to acknowledge. And a lot of times that comes with the feeling that you deserve something, that you've earned it, that you have a right to it, that it's your birthright, that you own it, okay? So own your power at this time and take action to make those dreams come true. We've also got Venus and Mars still conjoining. Now they're in Aquarius and they are squaring Uranus. And like I said, squares aren't necessarily a bad thing. I think that this square, although it may create some feeling of like a dissatisfaction or irritation or like a agitation, like something's just not quite right. It's just like, it's like gets under your skin, you know, and you want to solve this problem. And so you feel this pressure, this tension, this heat to get this problem solved, okay? And when it's in a square to Uranus, you can have a breakthrough. I think because of the fact that it's happening at the time of the full moon, we are definitely going to have some breakthroughs. We're going to have some insights. We're going to have, like, it's like we're going to be able to read the universe, read the synchronicities, read the information, the breadcrumbs, read the patterns in a way that we were not able to see them before, okay? And this can be super, super helpful. So pay attention to the messages that are coming to you. And, you know, if you're not sure, if you're like, I don't know, is this a message I'm looking for? Just go with it. Just say, what if it is? I'm going to go in this direction. I'm going to trust that the universe is sending a message here and see how it feels in your body. Because a lot of times that's where we actually get the answers. If you say, okay, I don't know if this book has the answer, but I'm going to test it out. And so you read the book and it says something and you're like, it just doesn't feel right in my gut. Like, I don't know why it doesn't feel right, but it's just not the path for me. Then that's okay. You know, you can trust your gut. But sometimes, even though it didn't take you in the direction you wanted to, it still took you in the right direction because it gave you information about what was the right direction for you. Okay? So sometimes even a big no is still a very clear message about the direction you need to move in. So everything is basically a sign at this time. It's saying stop, go, left, right, up, down, inside, outside, upside down. And if you listen and you follow the breadcrumbs where they're leading and you look for those messages and then you trust your gut, you will find the path. I promise you. You will find the answers. Okay, so that's it for today's reading. And again, I hope you will subscribe to my channel, ring the bell for notifications. Please click like on this video. Thank you if you do. And share this with friends and family and on social media so they can benefit from this message too. And again, if you want to join my astrological community, face-to-face on Zoom this Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. Check out the link below. There's always a link below in the description box or at the end of this video, and come on over and join my Patreon. It's only $5. All right, so that's it for today, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.